Gary, you said you were going to enjoy last weekend's win after Lincoln. First off, what did you do to celebrate that, and how can you bring that into this weekend's game against Reading?
What did I do? I drove home to see the kids, as I normally do. I just think anytime you win a game, there is a better feel. I always say to the players, your dinner tastes better, you wake up feeling fresher on the Sunday, just everything about winning makes life seem better, and that's why it's so important. We sent the supporters home happy, which I think, for travelling that far, they genuinely deserve something for the day, and they got that, and the players feel good about themselves, and you can see that this week. There's an extra spring in their step, and it's important we take that into Saturday now. We don't kind of rest on our laurels, and we have to take a lot of what we did on Saturday into the game at Reading and improve in some areas as well. And if we do that, we can start to put a run together.
Jake Doyle-Hayes missed last weekend through injury. What's the latest with his current condition?
Yeah, he's got an ankle problem that will probably keep him out for a couple of weeks. So we'll see how that progresses. But it was something that throughout the week he tried to train with it and just couldn't get through Friday's session. So he missed out late to be in the squad, the travelling squad that went to Lincoln. But as I've said before, it's important in those moments that people step up, and Kev came onto the bench at that point and pops up with a goal in the 94th minute. So it shows you that we need everyone, whether you're starting, whether you're finishing, whether you're in and around the squad, we need everyone competing and ready when they're called upon.
Another player who's been battling injury at the moment is Sil Swinkles, who we haven't seen since Wickham away. What's the latest with his current condition as well?
Yeah, he had came back to us and then felt his knee last Saturday against Huddersfield, and then went back to Villa, has had it checked, everything's good. He's back training again this week, but has obviously missed a number of weeks now, and will need to build up his fitness and potentially match minutes if we can give him that. But he's back with the squad and pushing to get involved again.
On a lighter note, looking at players that have been able to come back into the team, obviously John Lee made his first start for the team in almost a year last weekend. What's his response been to that game during this week? How's he recovered from playing 60 minutes?
It's been good, and it was amazing to see the big man back out there. I think he's a fantastic young player. He showed in a very small glimpse when he first signed for the club just how good he could be, and then he had a season last year that was troubled by a few injuries. So to have him back playing at that level was so good to see. He obviously tired in the second half. We took him off when we were meant to take him off. That was the minutes he was planned to play, and hopefully with the training this week he can do a little bit more and build up his minutes. But it was great to see him back and great to see him playing so well, and hopefully he can really kick on now.
We face Reading at home this weekend. What can you expect them to bring to SJP?
I think they'll bring a real need to win points. I think they're in a position that they probably didn't expect to be. They're a really big club for this level. They've had a number of years in it now, but and had kind of up and down moments. I think off the pitch they've had a lot of kind of problems that have been well documented in the media, and that sometimes affects the game on the pitch and the team on the pitch. So they're a team that will be really hungry to win, and we have to be at our very best. We know no matter who comes to SJP how difficult it is, whether they're up the top, down the bottom, it's always a challenge. So we have to be ready for that challenge and be at our very best.
In last season's game, we lost out to Reading. One of those goals was scored by a certain Jaden Wareham, but what can you expect to be different this time around?
Yeah, I think they're quite a different team from last season. I think the team that they had was very aggressive. We didn't manage the game well in that early period where they pressed extremely high, and Jaden's goal actually came from us losing the ball in our own defensive third. But the team has changed a little bit since then, and it's a different game, so we're prepared for that game. And the big thing for me is we take a lot of what we did against Lincoln and we take that into the Reading game in terms of how we start the game, our behaviours, our team spirit. For me is the foundation of any performance, and then we add little bits of the game that I think we can be even better than we were at Lincoln.
You mentioned the troubles that Reading have had on and off the pitch in the last few years. Do you think it's important as a manager to be aware of what's happened to their club recently?
Look, I think we know about it. I think, it's something in football where, financially the game is difficult. Everyone is spending more and more money every year. I think we've found that at this level in the last few years. When we came up, the league was a totally different league to it is now. The average wage has went up millions for the squads. It's not gradually increasing, it is increasing at a dramatic rate, and we've had that challenge of trying to stay with that rate and try to stay at this level. So I think it's difficult for every club, and every club has different problems, but they're a club that came down from the champ and probably would have expected to go back up, but because of the financial situation of the leagues and different clubs, then it makes it really hard.
The fans have been really good home and away this season so far. You must see this weekend as an opportunity to turn SJP into a bit of a fortress for visiting teams.
Yeah, we want to do that. It's an area we feel we can be better. Away from home, again, our form has been good, which shows the spirit we have. We have to travel hours every Friday to get away, yet we're still, I think we're 12th in the league in terms of form away from home. Our home form is nowhere near as good as that, and we want to change that because we know that when we get it going at SJP, then it can be a really difficult place for teams to come. We've kind of been our own probably biggest problem at times in home games, where we've not started the game well in terms of the Port Vale game and given teams something to hold on to. I think the Huddersfield game was a really tight game where we just fell on the wrong side of the result. So we have to make sure that we can try and turn those performances, the Huddersfield type performance, into wins, and try and make that record at home better.
Finally, I know we're going to miss his presence on Saturday, but I'm sure you and the team are going to be wishing the best for Josh McGuinness on his games tonight and on Monday for Northern Ireland.
I've not missed him all week, if I'm being honest. The big man, and every player will tell you, the training ground has been a much quieter, much more relaxed place. So I'm sure Michael O'Neill and the Northern Ireland boys' heads are buzzing at the minute with Josh in their ear. But yeah, it's something I know he's really proud about and something he wants to continue. So for him to be involved, hopefully he gets on the pitch for Northern Ireland in both the games and impacts them in a positive way, because we will definitely miss him at 3 o'clock on Saturday. We don't miss him during the week, but we miss him at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. And we wish him well for those games, and hopefully when he comes back we're 3 points more higher up the table, and it'll be good to see him next week.
Brilliant, thank you.